Hi, everyone, and thank you for having me today. My name is Evan. I'm a regional sales manager at Baganti. I'd like to thank Eric for coordinating the meeting today, and I hope you all enjoy what we have to show today. So, like I mentioned, my name is Evan. I work for Baganti, and we specialize in backlighting and stretch ceiling systems. So, our main brand is Lumos. And for our backlighting system, it is Lumosanti. So a little bit about Baganti. We are located in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. We have everything under one roof, from our design team to the full production facility and front office. We've been in business a little over 12 years, and our management team brings over 20 years of experience. We pride ourselves on providing a turnkey service. So unlike, some of our competitors who may offer the stretch ceiling system, and then the customer would have to outsource the lighting system, we provide the full turnkey service from A to Z, from design through to installation of the complete system of, the backlighting system with the stretch membrane. So our products have a minimum of 5-year warranty and as high as a 10-year warranty. And everything is pre-assembled here in Montreal and shipped to location for installation. So this gives you an idea of our capabilities. So this is the Lumos Cielo stretch ceiling system. Our system is fully customizable. So we can customize, the frame size, the color, the shape. These give you a different idea of what we're capable of. And you can see the different mounting options from, suspended, flush mount, or recessed. But our main backlighting system is under the brand Lumosanti. So Lumosanti is our lighting engine, and we have different options within the backlighting system. So we offer a static white from 2700 Kelvin to 5700 Kelvin. We offer a dual white that is both dimmable and tunable. We have an RGBW, and then we also have a pixel control. The pixel control is an individually controlled diode system where you can get movement, chasing scenes, and that's also offered in RGBW. Our system works a little bit differently than our competitors. We offer a premium LED PCB that is made of aluminum. So some of our competitors might use, flexible LED sheets that have to go on a back substrate. Our system is the aluminum PCBs on an aluminum frame that we call Lumos Track Pro. So the system is, rigid. It is, it's secure. It doesn't sag over time like some tension systems. It also maintains its temperature because it has great thermal conductivity. So it has the LED chips have a longer lifespan. And all of it's pre-assembled in Montreal prior to shipment. So we'll predetermine the pitch of the, backlighting system. We can flat pack ship right to location, and it makes for a very easy installation. The Lumosanti system comes in 4 different sizes of PCB. So we have a 480 millimeter board. That's our standard size board with 6 LED chips on it. We also have a 3 LED board, a 2, and a 1. And what that allows us to do is to create uniformity within the fixture. So we get uniform output, and you can get an idea of that on the right-hand side of your screen. You'll see a 4-foot diameter Lumos Rondo, and you'll see the different size PCBs that can go into that fixture and create uniformity with the output. So with our Lumos Cielo stretch ceiling system, we have our bespoke, linear, and rondo. So for the bespoke, that's our flagship lighting solution. So you can think of the bespoke as your standard size and shapes. So you can think of square, rectangle, triangle, but it's also the custom shapes like, amorphous shapes like beans or arches, kind of like you saw earlier in that video. We're also excited to offer this summer a machine that will be able to bend these frames in the XYZ axis. So we will be able to create undulating frames like you see in the bottom left picture. But again, the system is highly customizable, so you can customize the backlighting from, static or dual, all the way up to pixel. And we offer three different mounting options: surface, suspended, and recessed. And we can also color match the outer profile, the aluminum profile. So we have four different sizes. Our standard profile is 120 millimeters, but we also offer a 76 millimeter and 105 millimeter. And for frames that we bend, we have a 140 millimeter option frame. But again, we can do black frames. White is custom for sealing. We have clear anodized, and then we can customize for RAL colors. So then we have our Lumos Yellow Lineo. This is a larger format linear light. So, I like to show these two images as examples. So the bottom one is an example of one where it could be a 2 or 3 foot span, like width, where it can go all the way down a hallway. But we can also do a minimum width of 4 inches, where you can customize the lengths in various sizes. So the top left gives you an example of, some interesting ways you could design a room. So again, this system is a stretch ceiling system, and again, it has the same ability to customize as I mentioned before. And then we have our Lumos Yellow Rondo. So this is a circular luminous panel. The circular panels can go anywhere from a minimum of a 2-foot diameter all the way up to a 16-foot diameter. The largest limiting factor is the diffuser. So it's the membrane comes in a roll of 16 foot widths. And so therefore that's the limiting factor in terms of one piece panels. But again, we can customize the frame colors. Like I'll show you, we did a project for a local library in Montreal where you can see where we color matched different colors for the outer frame. So now we get into our Lumos Perfo Metallo and Perfo Light. These two products are part of our perforated series. So these panels can be customized in terms of size. So in the video that you're watching now on the bottom of the screen, that shows 4x4 panels, but we can do 2x2, 4x2s, 4x4s. We can really customize to any size panel. It's the same base system of our Lumos Yellow product, but we have a secondary frame that's attached via magnet. So it can easily be removed like you see here, where you can expose the backlighting system if you ever need access to it. And so that works with a magnet system. Our biggest competitor on the market is Arctura. They work in T-bar ceilings in 2x4 panels. So we have more flexibility in terms of size of the panels. We can do wall installations, ceiling installations. You can do, dual white or pixel control in terms of the backlighting. So you have that full ability to customize. And so, this is a great system that provides a really nice design. The video that you see now in green, that's our laser CNC cutting machine that we have here on site in Montreal. So we can customize all the designs. We'll have set designs for you to choose from, but we will also be able to work with your team if you're looking to do something more custom, maybe like a corporate logo or something like that. So we have a lot of different possibilities in terms of these panels. Then we have our Lumos Perfo Light. The Perfo Light is also a perforated panel, except the main difference here is that the Perfo Light is a perforated membrane. So it's, instead of the perforated metal aluminum panel, you now have a perforated membrane. The same exact ability to customize the designs. So we have a CNC cutting machine here that uses a knife to cut the membrane, and it's an opaque membrane that goes over our diffuser. So it's like a dual layer membrane, and so when it's installed in the ceiling, you get the exact same look as the perforated metal. But this system is, it's more economical, it's lighter weight. So it's a great value engineered product to get the same look as the perforated metal, at a more affordable cost. And to round out our products, we have the Lumos Graphico. So this is a high resolution printed image that is backlit by our system. So, as long as the image is high res, we can print it. So you can do scenic images like you see here, or you can do, again, more like corporate campaigns as well that we can backlit. So again, corporate logos or just some nice prints. So we'll do that a lot for retail applications as well as, car dealerships and so on. So depending on the shape of the product, so we can have, square or rectangle. That could be, a T-bar application. So we have our surface suspended and recessed, but with those standard sizes and shapes, we can do T-bar as well. So you have those four different mounting options. Now, this is a cross-sectional view of our product. This is our aluminum frame, our standard size of 120 millimeters. You can see that on the right-hand side. The Lumos Flex is that stretch membrane on the bottom, and then on the top, you'll see the Lumos Flex. So that's again, an opaque membrane that goes on the top of the fixture, and it has two main purposes. The first is to keep out, dust or bugs from accumulating on the bottom membrane, so it makes for much easier maintenance over time. And the other thing is that it also keeps the light that's bouncing around in the fixture, and it'll reflect it out through the bottom, so you don't lose any output within the fixture. And again, we have those different profile colors and ability to color match, as I mentioned earlier. So we have three different performance and warranty options. So we have our Pro line, Spec line, and Value line. The Value line is kind of standard sizes. Again, your 2x2s, 4x4s, 2x4 panels. And we offer that with the Lumos Rondo as well. I think anywhere from 3-foot diameters to, I believe, 6-foot diameters for, 1 CCT and dual white. The more customized version of our product moves you into the Spec line. And then the main difference between the Pro and the Spec is the warranty of 5 years versus 10. So the main difference is the PCBs have a thicker gauge, so they have better heat diffusion, and they also have a gold plating covering over the metal components. So it prevents oxidization, and it just creates a longer lifespan for the chip. So we offer a 10-year warranty as an option. So now we have different, projects that we've worked on in the past. So we have retail and commercial applications. So, a lot of the work that we do is in luxury retail, as well as auto dealerships. So you can see here a Lululemon flagship store that we worked on in New York. So we did a really cool design down the stairwell. And then we also have multiple fixtures within the store. And then the Ferrari dealership is a good example of a rectangle with rounded corners. So it's kind of mixing that, standard rectangular shape, but with more of an interesting design to it. Again, with hospitality, that's something we're looking for, especially when we discuss the perforated panel series. So that's an exciting application within hospitality. And then, you can also use our, dual white Lumos yellow fixtures. So, if you go from at a restaurant from lunch to dinner, it's a great option to have that tunable white where you can go to a warmer color at night to set the mood at, later on. And then lastly, we have, within healthcare, Lumos Graphico is very popular. So within, hospitals, within waiting rooms, MRI rooms, it's non-magnetic. So it could be used in the MRI room, and we can, remotely install the drivers. So that's not any issue in terms of, the magnetic profile. And it's just a nice soothing, scenic feel for those fixtures. And so this is some more featured projects of ours. This is the high school library that I was mentioning earlier, where we customized the colors for the Lumos Rondos. That's a Lumos Graphico that you see on the ceiling. So this is an example of a project where we had multiple different types of our products from Lumos Graphico, Lumos Rondos, the standard bespoke. So it was a great project for us to have worked on. This is another project that we worked on for a museum in Alberta. That's an example of a Lumos Graphico. This is a 26-foot diameter fixture. And, I get asked a lot whether we can have anything coming through the membrane. And the answer is yes. So whether that's sprinkler systems or, third-party fixtures, as you see here, we can work to blend those items within our fixture if need be. And this is the last project I'll show you today. So this is an Aritzia that we did in Toronto recently for, I believe it's at the Eaton Center. So this is a really interesting beautiful project that we worked on with Aritzia. Again, we had multiple fixtures with them in terms of recessed applications, and just this is the, the changing room. So it's just a really beautiful project that we worked on recently. Lastly, you can find us on our website, lumoscielo.com. If you need to see our spec sheets, we also designed a product code generator so you can easily make your selections and then send me the code if need be. We also, if you click on the blue button spec sheet, that'll auto-generate a spec sheet submittal with all of your highlights, all of your selections highlighted within the PDF. So it makes your life a little bit easier. So, that's pretty much it for my presentation. Again, just to kind of go over, we specialize in that customized stretch ceiling system. So we can customize the shape, the size, the color, the backlighting. We offer a 5 to 10 year warranty, and everything's designed and made in-house here in Montreal. And we're excited to work with you. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer your questions now. Thank you.